and to avoid.
The program was conducted with strict need-to-know basis. Over the life of the program, about 100 miles of film was exposed, providing almost 500,000 images of the Soviet Union. It was a masterful performance. We couldn't tell anybody what we worked on. Friends, family, even our wives.
She was always fighting off somebody asking, what in heck does your husband do? He's never here.
It was kind of tough in the early years, particularly at parties and stuff, and people would ask you, what do you do? Well, I'm an engineer. Yeah, it's about all you could say.
And I can remember quite well the feeling that we were contributing to something that we thought was important to the country. And fortunately, we're successful because I think it led to a more peaceful world.
I'm John Schaefer, worked at Eastman Kodak for 35 years. We worked in an area that we couldn't talk about while we worked there, and we used to call it research and engineering. It was the government side of the business where we worked on spy in the sky satellites. We didn't have a need to know what the government was doing, and was drummed into us. We knew they weren't taking pictures of amusement parks in the United States. We knew that it was foreign territory that they were looking at.
Gambit was able to, at its best imagery, identify objects that were smaller than 1 foot in size. It's one thing to know that an object is there. It's another thing to know how quickly it's advancing. So say we're interested in the development of an intercontinental ballistic missile. Gambit allowed us to not only identify its location, but we could identify whether or not it was becoming a more sophisticated weapon. So it was an effort really to safely observe what the Soviets and the Chinese and others were up to. Even to this day, we continue to classify the best resolution capability of the Gambit system.
This is a building that was owned by the Navy, but Kodak had done a lot of work here. This is where it all started. My role was in the systems group. Image motion compensation was a very, very significant contributor to image resolution because a satellite is moving damn fast over the surface of the Earth. If you're taking high resolution photography with very long focal length lenses, you've got to either move the camera or move the film to avoid smear. We chose to move the film because you can't really pan the camera. We firmly believe that we help the U.S. government and the U.S. Air Force understand what the threat to the United States was.
I feel that most of us were very proud of the work we did.
It would save lives, so to the extent that we could contribute to this program, I felt good.
There was a feeling of patriotism because what we were doing was over and above anything anyone could hope to work on.
A lot of the people that graduated from school at the same time I did were drafted and went into the service and were in areas. We had deferments because of what we were doing. You knew there were people out there that were making bigger sacrifices. And if there's anything we can do to stop that, it was well worth working on.